Hello, everybody. This is Geoff Laughton of yourrelationshiparchitect.com. So I have decided today that I really didn't want to come to this particular video with something canned or prepared, and that I wanted to also be able to give those of you who watch this something more than just what I might be able to teach you from all my years of being a relationship coach. That's what a relationship architect, at least this one, does, is help people design, build, and maintain their dream relationship, particularly with themselves and with a partner. So I've got a shitload of stories and experiences and answers, and I could talk about all that. But what I'm coming on today wanting to share is a combination of my own heart and a level of curiosity, confusion, and real sincere desire to find some way to make a difference that I think we all have to make together. I don't think any one person can do it. And that is to make a difference in the way that men and women relate to each other. Tons of people, webinars, telesummits, coaches up the ass, talking about, writing about. Hell, I'm one of them. I've got 2 books over there that I've written about this stuff. Talking about how to do relationship, how to have a great relationship. And one thing that I feel is really missing, that I know a lot of people are wondering about right now, which is how in the fuck do men and women relate to each other? How do we navigate this whole thing of trying to understand? How can I really know what a man actually thinks and feels, for example? That's a question that a female client asked me an hour ago on a coaching session I was doing with her. Men are mysterious. How do I know what they're thinking and feeling? Why does a man reach out to me in online dating, and before we've even met, starts, letting me know he wants to connect, and then disappears, just drops off the face of the earth? What up with that? It's a fair question. And then I talk to men who so want to be a great man for their woman, or a woman if they're not in a relationship right now. They want to show up. It is true, ladies and gentlemen, that there are bad men and there are bad women. And by bad, I mean deceitful, dishonest. They're gaslighters of both genders. Human beings are really flawed. And yet, as I've spoken about in other videos I've shot recently, we all are scared shitless, and we have this innate need and desire and longing to connect, to be in relationship with someone, to be loved and to be able to love. And yet we have all this weird crap that goes on, oftentimes sourced by wanting to make sure we don't get hurt. So let's try and figure out how I can best read your mind, predict, and make sure. This is another expression I heard today with my coaching session. How do I know what's real? If I know what's real, I have less likelihood of getting hurt. And reality is relative, isn't it? So my question is, it's really been stimulated by a video I watched that I'm going to share a little later today. I'm going to put it on my Facebook business page, which is facebook.com/build your dream relationship. It's a video that had me in tears within like 2 minutes. Whole video is 5 minutes. And it was nothing but women of numerous nationalities, accents, ages, talking about owning their role as women in how they have made it confusing for men to know how to be with them, apologizing for how they have blamed us for stuff that perhaps isn't ours to be blamed for. And I want to be really clear. Men, many men have been dicks. They have been horrible with women. I am not minimizing the reality of male brutality, male unconsciousness. But what moved me about this video and the dialogue, the inquiry I'm starting today with this video is I want to know more. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from men and women, just for my own human purposes, as well as for how I might be of service to people as a coach, as a teacher. These women were owning how they not only have blamed men unfairly, but how confusing they get to be when they seduce us. And I'm talking about genuine, sincere seduction. And then when we respond, then they use that opportunity, some women, they use that opportunity to then make us wrong. That, oh, you're too horny. All you want to do is fuck me. And yet they're the ones that give the signals. So these mixed messages, which as a man, I've been married for 36 years, so, it's been a while, but I remember being in my teens and my 20s and having those mixed messages. Women that ask for men to be more vulnerable. And then when we get hammered for being weak or for being too needy. You get what I'm saying, people? Neither gender has a monopoly on mixed messages. And why? Because we grew up with mixed messages. So there's no question that there are biological differences between men and women. There's no question that there's biology that goes back millions of years. And we have to learn how to better know and how to better dance with those biological imperatives, but all the other stuff. How do we do the dance and get closer towards a paradigm Because the paradigm of gender relations as it's been, I say, is really bankrupt because there's history on both sides, both genders, of hurting each other. So there's a natural kind of ego orientation to self-protect. How can we safely and non-stupidly bring down boundaries and barriers and walls to start learning how to relate to each other beyond gender, to take gender differences into account so that expectations match biological realities? But beyond that, we're all human, we have hearts, we don't want to get hurt. But if you don't want to get hurt, then stay the hell away from a relationship or relating to anybody. People are going to hurt us. We hurt ourselves. Why do we think other people aren't or shouldn't? But that imperative that everybody has, that we're wired for to connect, that has to be nurtured and fed, in my view. So how do we begin to drop the walls? What is a new paradigm of how to relate to each other, not just as man and woman, but as people, as a heart? Behind really, really tough-seeming men, or men that don't talk much, in those men, there's a boy inside whose mother berated him for crying, or their father did. Mixed messages that we all grow up with. If we want to see more peace and more harmony between the two genders, we all have to take responsibility for our own fucked up behavior. Just as humans, more than, oh, I'm a bad man, or, oh, maybe I'm not a good woman. So that's my question to you. My request, my ask is share with me. Share, if you're seeing this on Facebook, comment, share, add. What kind of experiences do you have? Am I all wet with what I'm saying? Does this not make sense to you? Or are you listening to me and going, holy shit, yeah, I'm dying to get this figured out. It plays out in every relationship, every marriage, every committed relationship. It plays out maybe in an even more distorted way in dating. So the one thing that's really clear to me is we got to figure all this out together. One person is not going to have the magic bullet. One person's not going to have all the answers. But as humans with a lot of shared human experience, maybe we could put our heads together, go in a different direction than the isolation and individual, I don't even know the word for it, but we're moving as a country more and more towards me and mine and individual, and less from we have to come together on so many things. So in the realm of love and relationship, I'm asking for your help. I'm asking for your input, your ideas, your questions, because I'm going to be focusing on this quite a bit, both in my writing and in my weekly videos. So I'd really like your help, so I'm not just talking in an echo chamber. I want to help, but I really need to know more about what people are experiencing and where you're struggling. Okay, so that's my invitation. Comment if you're seeing this on YouTube. email me at Geoff, Geoff, at yourrelationshiparchitect.com. Everything will be confidential and private, but input. And those of you that have the guts to comment right here on Facebook, if this is where you're watching this, the more people know that they're not alone and that their voice is both valued, being heard, and in an open-minded way, then maybe we all get just a little bit braver to speak up and develop a communal consensus and direction that we can take to start having less hate, less isolation, less unnecessary pain, and more love. More juicy stuff. Thank you for listening. I welcome your comments and your feedback. Have a great day. Thank you.